Hey everyone! So today, we're not just going to sit here and learn some dry grammar rule. Nope. We're actually going on an adventure. We're going to unlock a secret from the past to figure out how we can talk about the future with, well, a little more certainty. This line right here, this is what kicks off our whole mystery. It's a promise of discovery, sure, but it's also a perfect example of the first conditional, the rule we're cracking today. It's how we connect a possible action to a really likely result. All right, here's the game plan. We're going to follow this little treasure hunt, decode the grammar behind it, see it in action, and then you'll get a chance to solve a clue yourself before we get to the final secret. So, picture this, a super old, dusty library. You can almost smell the old books, right? This is where we meet our two young explorers, Idris and his sister, Noor. While they're looking around, they find this amazing silver scroll tucked away behind some books. But here's the twist. It's not just an old document. It's a logic puzzle, and every clue is written in this very specific, very interesting way. So as Idris is looking at the scroll, he notices something kind of weird. The puzzle isn't just about finding things. It's about the language. He realizes that every single clue follows the exact same grammatical pattern. And that pattern, my friends, is called the first conditional. Now, it sounds all formal, but it's just what we use in English to talk about a real possibility in the future. It's like a formula that links the condition, something that might happen, to a result that will probably follow. And here's the secret code, broken down. It's got two parts, super simple. First, you've got the if clause. That sets up the condition using the present tense. Then, you've got the result clause, which tells you what's going to happen using will plus a verb. Simply put, if this happens, then that will happen. That's it. Okay, now that we know the rule, let's jump back in with Idris and Noor as they use it to solve the first part of the puzzle. This is where grammar literally becomes the key to unlocking a secret. Here's the first clue. See that pattern? Condition, if you move the blue vase, and the result? The secret lever will appear. The scroll is giving them a direct, predictable outcome using our rule. And what do you know? It works like a charm. Noor finds the vase, slides it over, and bam, a hidden drawer pops right open. The condition was met, and the result followed, just like the scroll said it would. And Noor gets it instantly. You can almost see the light bulb go on over her head. She says her own first conditional sentence, perfectly describing the cause and effect she just saw. She's not just solving a puzzle, she's learning how to use language to predict the future. Okay, your turn to play detective. Idris and Noor have the next clue, and we're going to solve it together. You ready? So this new clue points them to a big, heavy iron box in the corner. To open it, they need a code. And the condition for finding that code is to count the windows that face the sunset. Idris walks over to the windows, looks out at that beautiful orange sky, and he carefully counts. 1, 2, 3, 7. The magic number is 7. All right, so Idris goes over to the iron box and turns the dial to 7. He's met the condition. Now, based on the rule we've been learning, what's going to happen next? I'll give you a second to think about it if he uses the correct code. The lock will open. That's right. You hear this loud clack, and the heavy lid swings open. The conditional sentence held true again. It worked. They've done it. The puzzle is solved. The conditions have been met, and the final result is here. Let's see what they've been working so hard to find. And inside, it's not gold or jewels. It's something way, way cooler. A beautiful, hand-drawn map that shows the history of their family's travels and adventures. And this just brings it all home. Idris looks at the map and says one last, perfect first conditional sentence. It connects their very next action, studying the map, to its future result, learning their own history. Just brilliant. So, the crucial point is this simple, powerful structure. Let's just look at all the clues from our story lined up here. In every single case, a simple action in the present leads to a direct result in the future. If, then, it's a pattern of real possibility. Now that you've seen it in action, you're pretty much a pro. But let's do a quick check just to make sure you've got it down pat. Here's the first one. If I finish my homework, I blank television. How would you finish that using our will plus verb structure? The answer is, I will watch television. Nicely done. Okay, let's try one more. If she saves enough money, she blank a new car.
what's the result going to be? It's, she will buy a new car. Exactly. See? You got this.
And that brings us to our final thought. Yeah, we unlocked a grammar rule today, but the real treasure is figuring out how to use it. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If you practice this rule, how will your communication, your ability to make plans, promises, and talk about the future improve? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this little adventure.